All right, Buckeyes fans, it's been a couple days, but are we over the Jeremiah Smith performance? I don't know, man. It was pretty darn special on Saturday night in East Lansing. Anthony Meglin here with you, another quick game show on the Ohio State Buckeyes on SI YouTube channel. And tonight we're talking Jeremiah Smith because holy cow, what we saw on Saturday night was not only special, it was scratching the surface of being a superstar. And that's certainly what we've come to expect now, only 5 weeks in to the Jeremiah Smith experience. And yes, the first couple of weeks was like, all right, he's gotten it going against some lesser opponents and some guys who, even as an 18-year-old, he stood out like a sore thumb against. But you finally get him in a scenario where he's playing a Big Ten opponent. It's kind of where Ohio State was punching in their weight class for the first time all season. And one guy who stood out, number 4, Jeremiah Smith, finished the game on Saturday with 5 catches, 83 yards, and a score. Obviously, that score shook the world and truthfully broke the internet. And also on the ground, 1 carry, 19 yards, and a touchdown there as well on an awesome end-around play. Great design and great execution kind of all around. But one of the things that stood out to me was there was 2 things, and they both came from the post-game press conference. And it was the first one was how cool it was when Jeremiah was told that LeBron James was tweeting about him during the game, and he like lit up like a little kid and was like, yeah, I've been watching LeBron my whole life, and how cool it was to just kind of be there and see it for the first time was pretty special. And it was cool to see the young man get some awesome recognition from one of the greats. And then the second was listening to Emeka Egbuka talk about him. And I think that is even more impactful than what I just shared with you, because Emeka spoke so highly of him in the post-game press conference. And yes, it's one thing to when a coach sits up there and tells the media how impressive the young kid is and how hard he works and all the things, said all the right things. But when your peers say the positive stuff, that's when you kind of start to separate it. And what Emeka kept saying was that, for Jeremiah, he's good enough that he could just show up to practice, stay to himself, and be the best player on the field. But he's so willing to learn and to listen. And that's something that's a really special trait, especially out of a young kid who has been the best everywhere he's gone. You probably go back to his Pee Wee tapes, and he was probably scoring 10 touchdowns a game because he was bigger, stronger, faster. And I'm sure the same story went through middle school and high school as well. But now he's up at the big leagues at Ohio State at wide receiver U, and he's taken in all types of information from guys like Emeka Egbuka and Carnell Tate and Jaden Ballard and everyone who's been there a handful of years, just giving him a tip here and there, because Jeremiah's got everything you would ever want in a wide receiver. He's big, he's tall, he's strong, he's faster than everybody, he's got better hands than everybody. And as he continues to grow, mature in this game, and become a mental, use his mind as well as he uses his hands and his physical talents, he's going to be totally unstoppable. And that's an exciting proposition for Ohio State fans who get at least 3 more seasons with the young man. Well, we appreciate you jumping in with us for all your news, highlights, and analysis. Like and subscribe our channel. We love doing this kind of stuff for you. We love bringing you wall-to-wall content of your Ohio State Buckeyes in video form. For all of our written stuff, head over to our website, si.com/college/Ohio State for all things written. But this week for the Buckeyes, we're getting you set for a huge matchup on Saturday afternoon when Ohio State welcomes in the Iowa Hawkeyes for a 3:30 kickoff, and one that's going to be yet another step up for Ohio State as they head on their quest to win the Big Ten, to make the college football playoff, and to be named national champions.